Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So it's Season 7, and this is War number 4, and we're going up against an alliance called Marvel World Order, and they are stacked. They are higher ranking than we are, so we are definitely the underdogs. You can look at the initial screen and see how many points we would get if we somehow pull off the victory, and how many points we will lose if we do not. All right, so I've already scouted out my path, and they did not place any defenders on the first two nodes of my path. Yeah, that should have been a warning. Now, it's not unusual for an alliance to do that because they want to concentrate their really good defenders towards the center and the middle lanes. But these guys, as I said, are stacked. So the very first fight that I have against them is a mutant on the poison node. And as you will see in a minute here, it is a rank 5 mutant right off the bat. So of course I did use the Scouter Lens bot. You can find a link to that in my description. And so I knew that this was going to be a domino. Now this was bad news for me because I do not do well against Domino. And she's on a poison node, so I don't really want to take a non-poison champion against her. Starkey would have been a really good option against her. That's who I've used in the past. But I was worried about the poison. So I said, all right, let me just go ahead and boost up with my little small boost here and go on in here with Iceman. That is why I brought him. And what you're about to see, well, it ain't pretty. All right, so I'm not fighting her the way you're supposed to fight her. I've actually learned since this fight what I need to do, and I've practiced, and so I'll do better next time I fight her. All right, but she does some stuff that I'm just not sure what's going on. All right, so watch for when I actually get hit. You're going to see that I'm blocking, and I still get hit. Now, I'm running suicides as well. All right, see, like right there, I actually was blocking, and she hit me. I actually slowed it down. You guys can do the same, and you can see that I'm standing there blocking when she hit me. So she broke my block. And so once that happened, now I'm nervous, of course, and, you know, the critical failures, everything that she is known for. And like I said, I'm just not doing well. So at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I can still pull it out. You know, there we go. Her special's easy to evade. And he's running suicides, but then that happened. Just didn't have the health. And when I posted up the video, you know, we have to record. Of course, I record my fights anyway, but we have to record our fights. And we post up the deaths in one of our channels so that I'm able to get some feedback. And two of my alliance mates, you know, including my alliance leader, he asked me, well, why didn't you fight her in this certain way? And I said, because I don't really know that way. I've seen it, but I don't do well doing it because every time I've tried, I usually get wrecked. So he posted up a video. Another guy posted up a video showing me how to fight against her with Corvus and with Iceman. So after this loss here, I went back and I practiced up a storm. Now, I didn't need to practice for that, and at least he got a mission completed. But after this, I did go and duel her quite often, and I started practicing, trying to get that dash back to bait out her medium dash, and then going immediately back in and intercepting her, kind of like the backdraft intercept that you hear. You know, you dodge and then immediately go right back into attack. And so far, towards the end anyway, I've been doing pretty good. So hopefully when I meet her again, I'll do better. So now I've already died once in this war, the very first death of the war, because I checked. So I was the first person to die this war. And I said, no more, at least not for this war. I sounded like Rocky in my head. I ain't going down no more. No more. I ain't going down no more. So I went ahead and I said, you know what? We may not win this. You know, it's definitely a David and Goliath type of a matchup, but I am not going to go down again. So I boosted up big time. All right, as big as I could. Anyway, I don't have the 30% boost, but that's the largest boost that I had. Also boosted up my health. And something else that you'll notice, I turned off my suicides and I went back to my non-suicide build. Now, I was going to do that anyway because I was facing a Morningstar, and more on that when we face her. All right, so here I'm facing Symbiote Supreme, which actually was kind of a relief. He does not gain power normally. And so being on this power gain node, as you can see, it's not really doing anything. So not a great placement for him, but good for me. All right. So as you can see, I'm just tearing into him. I remember fighting him before. All right. You know, I did evade back there, got it nullified, but we got him down without too much trouble. So I got 2 more mutants that I'm going to have to deal with. And because each one of them are stacked, I'm able to use the Scouter Lens bot to figure out who these are. And this one turns out it's going to be an Emma Frost. And thankfully, it's an awakened Emma Frost. So since I'm going to be using Corvus for the rest of my path, I went ahead and boosted up. And of course, against Morningstar, these are not going to help because she's Mystic and the class boosts don't work against a Mystic. But I wanted to make sure I did not die before I got to Morningstar. All right, so fighting Emma Frost, I know how to fight her. In fact, it's more difficult for me when she's not awakened now because I'm so used to evading her with the inverted controls. So you see here, boom. I'm used to that. That's what I like. Keep awakened Emma Frost there. Love it. When she's not awakened, if you saw my previous war when I faced her, I got hit because I was trying to invert my controls. Really hard to fight that muscle memory. But down goes Emma Frost. We have not died again. Now we have to deal with Bane. So I looked through, of course, and as you can see a little bit down there, this is a rank 5 mutant. Okay, so I looked and made sure that I had my boosts up, and I said, okay, I'm going to use a combat regen that'll help here because, as you'll see, it's Iceman. Now, Corvus is a perfect counter for him because Corvus is Cold Snap immune. So I was more interested in putting that combat regen to top off, and then when I have to face Morningstar, just in case. All right, so we're just chopping down this Iceman, not having any problem. See here, I'm just timing it, getting those good Bane transfers, and down he goes. No problems against Iceman. Now all we have to deal with is Morningstar. Now, I did mention earlier that I turned off suicides, and I knew I would because I was going to face Morningstar. Now, the reason is this. Corvus is immune, or he doesn't take bleed damage while he has his glaive charges up. But what you may not realize is that it's only for a single source of bleed. So if you have more than one bleed source, then he will start taking damage from that second, third, fourth, or what have you source. So if I'm running suicides and I've got my double edge, yeah, that's healing me up. But then she'll apply a bleed when I'm hitting her, and that'll be another source of bleed, and I'll actually start taking damage. I know some people were wondering, you know, they're fighting with Corvus, and they were like, wait, I thought Corvus didn't take bleed damage. Well, he doesn't from a single bleed source. All right, so we're fighting her nice and slow here. Boom, boom. Got the nice special 2 off. And I'm just baiting out her special 1. I'm not too worried about her special 2. I can evade that as well. But I'm not trying to make my life any more difficult. Now I'm pretty confident that I've got her here. Okay, but I don't want to get overconfident. So I baited out another special one. And then I go in a little bit, medium, light, medium, which is his highest damage rotation. And then she parried me, but you'll notice that I was able to get out of it. That's because I have points in limber. Okay, and so now at the end, I was just like, okay, go all out. I thought that was going to finish her. It didn't. But as I said, I can evade her special 2. And boom, down she goes. I had run out of my glaive charges and everything, but we were able to finish her off. So I died once to that domino, but like I said, I did not go down again. No more. All right, so now we just have to wait and see how we did in this war. So unfortunately, as you can see, we lost this one. Congrats to Marvel World Order. That was some good practice. We were the underdogs in this fight, and we did manage to get all three bosses down. I noticed that we didn't get full clears, but almost. So I think maybe one node was left up, but no defenders. So maybe a node was skipped or something like that. But in any case, it was a very good war, good practice. I lost to that domino, but that gave me some well-needed experience and then motivation to improve. So I'm happy for that. Anyway, that's going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this Alliance War video. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. And you guys have a blessed day.